fuck. Oh, shit. That actually hurt. That fucking hurt.
Hello everybody, Retro here, and today I'm bringing you guys a new video, specifically my 5 favorite Kirby games of all time. I was gonna bring you guys this video last week, but you know, life. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this list. I haven't played many Kirby games, but I played a lot enough that I know that it's one of my favorite series of all time. I also mained the Pink Puff in Smash Brothers, so enjoy my list. I hope you don't think it's shitty.
As stated, I am a big Kirby fan, but I'm going to shame you all by mentioning that no, I haven't played all the Kirby games in the series. Yeah, I know, boo at me, hiss at me, throw maximum tomatoes at me, but still, I played my fair share of Kirby games, so let's just get started into this very adorable but still dangerous list. The first Kirby game I want to put on this list is Kirbys Adventure. I had to put this game on the list somewhere. This is the first Kirby game to include the famous copy ability. Released on the NES, this game looks good enough to get me confused on whether it's an SNES or an NES game. Yes folks, that's how stupid I am. The story of the game begins with Kirby napping, but he's unable to have any dreams, so he decides to visit the fountain of dreams, where all dreams come from. So yeah, that's the story. It's not much, but there are events that happens at the end of the game, but I'd rather not spoil your experience with the game. Also, Meta Knight comes out in the game, and Meta Knight is rad. In the number 4 spot, we have Kirby Superstar, released in the SNES, featuring 8 games that you can play. 4 of these games having small little adventures in them, which are Spring Breeze, Dina Blade, The Great Cave Offensive, Revenge of Meta Knight, aka my favorite, and A Milky Way Wishes. And the other 4 modes are Gourmet Race, Megaton Punch, Samurai Kirby, and the Arena. There's not much to say about this game. It's just a really fun game pack that will have you coming back to it for hours. Even if the stories are short, there's still a ton of fun to play. And hey, you can play with a friend, which are referred to as helpers. Yeah, I don't think Kirby Star Allies was the first game to do this. Also, Superstar was re-released on the DS as a remake called Kirby Superstar Ultra, where it's just as good. On the number 3 spot, we have, ironically, Kirbys Dreamland 3. Releasing on the SNES, the game looks stunning. It looks like they painted the entire game onto my TV. It looks that good, especially for being an SNES game. The story begins by showing Kirby and Gooey on a fishing trip when all of a sudden dark matter appears and shatters the planet's rings. So Kirby must team up with his friends and defeat dark matter. His allies being Rick, who can stomp on enemies and run fast, Coo the Owl, who can fly quickly and allows Kirby to inhale midair, Nago, who can stomp on enemies and triple jump, Pitch the Bird, who has more copy ability variants, and finally Choo Choo the Octopus, who can only float for a limited time but is able to cling to and walk across ceilings, and she can grab items with her tentacles. This game was the final game of the Dreamland series, and what a fantastic way to go. This game also has 2 endings that I do not want to spoil, but the ending depends on if you collected all the heart parts or not. But hey, it's a good game, go play it, somehow. In the number 4 spot, we have Kirby Triple Deluxe. Yeah, it's called Kirby Triple Deluxe and not Kirby's Triple Deluxe. It's fucking weird. Alright, let's just get this out of the way. The reason why it's called Kirby Triple Deluxe is because of the 3 game modes it has. First one being the story, which I'll get into detail in a bit. The second mode being a rhythm game called DDD's Drum Dash, where you play as DDD and jump on the drums on beat. And Kirby Fighters is the last one, being a Smash Brothers like fighting game using Kirby abilities. I thought this one was really fun. Alright, on to the story. The story begins with Kirby sleeping, and all of a sudden a giant beanstalk called the Dreamstalk begins growing under Dreamland, carrying Kirby's house and King Dedede's castle along with it. So then Kirby wakes up, Dedede is kidnapped, and Kirby must set things right in Dreamland once more. It's a decent story, but the game itself is really fun, offering multiple different modes and hours of gameplay to enjoy. This game was just a blast, and I almost 100% completed this game, but the True Arena really kicked my ass. This game also introduced the whole Kirby jumps into the background of stages, and also Hypernova, which is pretty cool. No, Meta Knight is here as a secret boss run with DDD. I like Meta Knight a lot. I wish I could play with him well in Smash, but I really can't. Before we get to number 1, I'd like to have some honorable mentions. There's a lot of Kirby games I'd love to mention in this top 5. The first one being Kirby Planet Robobot, a game that really felt like Triple Deluxe but just a sequel to it. That's why I didn't really put it on this list, and I really enjoy Triple Deluxe more than it. The second game I'd like to mention is Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. This game has one of the best soundtracks of any Kirby game, and let me tell you, this game looks beautiful, having this Play-Doh-like graphics in it, and it's just really good. The only reason why I didn't put it on this list is because it's kind of a hassle painting or just drawing these little rainbow lines and carrying Kirby, but in the end the game was still fun. But I'd rather play a game like Kirbys Adventure or platformer and not drive Kirby with my goddamn stylus. Last but not least, Kirbys Dreamland. This game was the first Kirby game in the series, but the reason why I didn't put it here is because it's bland. It has no copy abilities, and it's just not that fun compared to the other games. It has like 5 levels, and I don't think that really deserved to be on the list, but still overall an okay game. So in number 1, we have, drumroll please, Kirby's Return to Dreamland for the Nintendo Wii. This game is just fantastic. I played this game really late into its life that I had to buy it pre-owned in GameStop, and it still almost cost me $60 US, which is fucking bullshit, because if I waited a bit more I could have gotten it for $54.99 US. Kirby's Return to Dreamland is well known for the 4-player multiplayer, just like New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Besides Kirby, the 3 other playable characters you can play with is Bandana D, who uses the spear ability, King Dedede, who only uses the hammer ability, and Meta Knight, who only uses the sword ability and can fly fast, and also has my almost attention and love. The story begins with Dedede and Bandana D running after Kirby, who is holding a slice of cake, as Meta Knight is reading a book. All of a sudden, a big portal opens up in the sky and a starship pops out of it, leaving a bunch of energy spheres everywhere. The ship crashes somewhere, and our 4 heroes go off to investigate it. When they arrive to the crash, they enter the ship and find Magolor, a lone alien, unconscious, but he wakes up immediately and notices that 120 spheres are missing, and also 5 parts of his ship. Kirby offers to help find these parts, and the rest join in, and so the quest to find these parts begins. I love this story. I don't want to spoil it too much if you haven't played it, but expect some twists to this story. As far as the new things in the game, besides the 4 multiplayer, there isn't much there. Besides the new super abilities, which makes Kirby's abilities really big and powerful, it's really fun to use. I just love destroying everything and all the poor Waddle Dees in my way. I believe this game might be a lot more fun if you play it with a friend. I played my run of the game with my sister, and we managed to 100% complete the game, and we invested so many hours into it. But overall, it's a fun game playing alone or with a few friends. That's why this game is my number 1 favorite Kirby game as of now. Before I turn it to Horse Retro, I recommend watching my pal Shory's video on the Kirby copy abilities. He also made the thumbnail of this video, and I really think you'll enjoy his video, but you can decide to go watch it. I don't control your life, you know?
Oh, it's over already. I hope you guys enjoyed my 5 favorite Kirby games of all time. Tell me what your favorite Kirby games are, and tell me if you even played a Kirby game at all. I really recommend playing at least one game in the series. It's one of my favorite Nintendo franchises of all time, and I really recommend it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. I really do love Meta Knight. I swear to fucking God, I do. Alright, just fucking end it. Hurry up.